Okay, so this is probably the most interesting thing that I've tried so far. I've got right here a Shure SM7B cardioid dynamic XLR microphone. I paid less than $50 for this thing. In fact, it actually came with a boom arm as well. And Shure SM7Bs, or most Shure microphones, don't actually come with their own boom arm, as far as I'm aware anyway. But yeah, $50. Now, a real Shure SM7B straight from Shure's website will set you back $439. So you can see it right here, and it's going to be an extra $100 to get that with a boom arm and a cable as well. And I actually don't even think that this one comes with a cable. No, it doesn't. So this is just the microphone, and it looks like it's got a pop filter or two pop filters it comes with. But yeah, 439. You do have to be careful online, because if you do go ahead and buy one of these, you will see some cheaper ones, which have been reviewed on YouTube before, but they're about 50% of the price. So they're around $200. So they vary from like $170 to $200. And that seems like a really good deal for an SM7B, which it is. But these are brand new. People are falling for these and ending up with fake microphones. And if you're not kind of like an audio nerd, or if the rest of your audio equipment, especially your playback equipment, if that isn't of the same caliber, many people are going to buy these fake microphones and not even be able to tell the difference, because the fake ones from when other people have reviewed them have actually sounded pretty good. Now, it's quite clearly fake, this one. I mean, not quite clearly, but because of how much I paid for it, which was literally like 47 British pounds, and that was free delivery included as well, it is blatantly obvious just from that this is fake. This is not a real one at all. So I'm guessing this is exactly what people are bulk buying from China and then basically selling them as replicas, because this is literally a replica. In fact, the listing that I bought this from didn't even say that it was a replica. It was a Shure SM7B. It literally just said dynamic microphone, and the pictures look just like that. But it said nowhere on the listing that this was a Shure product or trying to be a Shure product. So we're going to take a look. We're going to unbox it. And it's supposed to be brand new. So let's take a look at the box. We've got one side. I mean, the box has been through hell and back. It's taken a bit of a beating, but we've got a kind of like grayscale side. And then on this side, we've got a bit of green. And then this side, we've got a bit of green and different languages. And then we've even got this kind of like shiny sticker that looks really, really convincing. It's got a serial number. It looks really, really convincing. In fact, if someone put this in front of me, other than the box being beaten up on one of the corners or two of the corners, I wouldn't really first assume, oh, wow, yeah, it's taken a real hard hit there. I wouldn't assume that it is fake, first of all. But yeah, on the front here, this is the most convincing. It's got the Shure logo in green, SM7B, and it's a really good print on the box as well. It's quite a high quality print. It looks pretty high resolution. Now, even though it said it was new, it didn't come sealed, so there's no seal here. We can just flip it right open. And then lifting up the box, we have got some folded up paper here. Now, this kind of user manual is not really what I would expect from something I've just paid $439 for. It's kind of folded up and the corners are bent, and yeah, I'm sure the manual that comes with it is a little bit more well presented, but again, I've never had a real SM7B, so I wouldn't know. Now, just a disclaimer as well, in this video, we're not going to be testing the mic out, so you're not going to be able to hear what it sounds like, because I don't have an XLR interface, so I'm not actually able to plug this thing in yet and get it tested out, but I am going to. I'm going to get myself an XLR interface, and we are going to get it plugged in and find out what it sounds like, and kind of give you my thoughts on that. And despite me never owning an SM7B, I do know what a good microphone is supposed to sound like. And the microphone that I'm using right now, yes, it is a very budget microphone, but it's perfectly fine for what like I use it for. So for my videos and for my live streams, this USB mic is perfectly acceptable in my opinion. If I was doing anything else like music production, for example, this microphone I'm using right now wouldn't be what I would opt for, but just for a bit of commentary or talking in my live streams and things like that, this one's absolutely fine. But I do know what I am kind of listening to in terms of good and bad microphone audio. But yeah, we just pull out this kind of choppy bit of foam. Again, we are starting to get a couple of signs that this really isn't all that it meets the eye with. So the scrunched up manual, and then this piece of foam with all the lines and stuff in it, and the cutouts are not very clean. I certainly would expect something a little bit higher quality, but again, I could be wrong. And yeah, the way that everything's set out, we have got a little bag here. Now, we've got a little bit of Velcro with the Shure logo. The Shure print is nice and straight, and Velcro is Velcro. It is cheap Velcro, but to be honest, that's pretty convincing. The edges are pretty clean cut. The printing on them as well is very, very clean. It's actually super convincing. Now, I'm guessing that this right here is supposed to be brass, but I'm assuming it's not. I'm assuming it's aluminium or aluminum, depending on where you're from. And it's got kind of like this brassy bronze kind of coating or anodization to give it the impression that it is brass. I don't know how close that is going to be to a genuine one or what you get with a genuine one, but I'm assuming it's not the same. Now, it does come with this foam pod filter, and this looks like exactly what comes with a real Shure SM7B. You can see that on the right hand side there. This one is really poor quality, I've got to say. It is straight away noticeable to me. Even the one on my cheap $50 USB mic that I'm talking to you right now with, even the pod filter on that is better quality. And side by side, it is blatantly obvious which one is higher quality. So yeah, that is another giveaway. Plus, it's all kind of bent out of shape from being in the packaging for so long. Now, again, don't expect a Shure SM7B, a real one, to be coming with like deformed pod filters or anything like that, or anything deformed. Everything should fit really nicely in the box. We do have something else here. We have a back plate, and I believe this is just to cover up the switches if you don't use them, which most people probably don't. So it's just a kind of cover plate, and it's got the Shure logo on it. It is perfectly centered though, and the letters are nice and sharp around the edge. It doesn't look nasty at all, so this is not a dead giveaway that this is a fake product. The only thing I would assume is these holes right here where screws are quite clearly supposed to go in. I would imagine that they're normally supposed to be kind of recessed so that when you screw them in, the screw lays perfectly flat, but they're not. The screw holes are not recessed and they have kind of a little bit of a rough edge around them. But other than that, that's the only giveaway. I'm just going to package a few things back up here because I'm running out of room. So I'm just going to get the cable, the Velcro, and this little brass thing, or not brass thing. Get a couple of things out of the way here. And we're going to pull the microphone itself out. And then I think that's about it. There doesn't seem to be anything else in the box. So I'm going to get that out of the way. Now let's take a look at the mic itself, just in a bag here. So here we go. This is what you get. So take a look at the back plate there. So this is where you've got the plate with the switches on. So you can swap that out for one that doesn't have the switches. And the screws, the screw heads right here. Take a closer look. I don't know if you can really tell, but they're really kind of nasty. In fact, one of them looks like it's been rounded off slightly as this thing was being put together. The finish, the black finish, is actually pretty nice. We've got a QC Pass sticker on the inside here. We've also got the Shure logo, SM7B. This right here, the sticker, it's lined up pretty nice. So again, this isn't something that would automatically make me think that this isn't a genuine product. QC passed. I don't know if real ones are going to come with that or not. I'm assuming that they do. I'm pretty sure this thing has not gone through any QC or very minimal. Now, I've just noticed something here. This rubber grommet right here is, it looks like it's already kind of popping out. I can probably pull that out pretty easy. Yeah, it's already all the way out. So that rubber grommet is falling out all on its own. That's a dead giveaway. There's no way on this planet that Shure, or a company like Shure, is going to sell something like that. There's another grommet on this side, and I'm assuming that's going to be the same. That'll probably pop out pretty easy. Also, this here, where it screws onto the boom arm, it's made of plastic, not metal. I would certainly expect this to be metal. Let me just check that actually, because no, actually, it is metal. It is. This is metal. It's not plastic. I was wrong. It just kind of has a bit of a plasticky look to it. But no, it certainly is metal. and then that's the XLR input in there. That looks pretty clean, to be honest. There's nothing there that kind of makes me think potentially this might be a fake product. Yeah, it looks all right. Nothing like special, but it looks perfectly fine. The shock mount, I'm guessing there's like some kind of shock absorption in this bracket here. I can't really tell. I think it's just these little plasticky washers. If that's the case, then the shock absorption on this thing is going to be pretty trash, but we'll find out. Now, this foam filter, I don't know if you've been able to tell already. This is also kind of wonky and bent out of shape. And again, if we compare it to the microphone that I'm actually talking to you on right now, it's a little bit better than the other one, than this one. It's a little bit better, but still, it's still not quite up to scratch like this one. The foam just feels and looks cheaper. And it's very thin as well. Doesn't look like it fits properly. Kind of this top corner is bulging out pretty bad. And then we've got some like lines and dimples. But obviously we can swap that pretty easy. This is what it looks like underneath. Now again, I do not know what an SM7B looks like underneath that filter. I've never actually seen one in person, so I can't really comment much. It looks totally legit to me. Oh wait, hold up. No, there's something in there. This yellow part right here, something doesn't look right about it. I might actually take these screws out and take a closer look at that. Something doesn't quite look right in there, but I could be wrong. It could just be my eyes deceiving me. But other than that, yeah, it's not totally obvious. Everything seems pretty solid. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart or anything. Now, last comment really is this cable right here. It's kind of catching on here, which really, for a product of this caliber, I really don't expect it to be doing that. This just kind of looks like a big design flaw, like poorly thought out. And Shure certainly would not put out a product like this. So something's going on with this cable that just looks off. But I mean, it does the job that it needs to. You know, it takes the signal from the cable down here and then it brings it up here into the microphone. So, oh, sorry, the other way around. So yeah, the cable probably does what it needs to do, but there's just something about its design, about the fact that it's catching right here, that just doesn't kind of sit right with me. And the cable doesn't feel particularly good quality either. But yeah, there we have it. A $50 Shure SM7B. Like I said, I'm going to get an XLR interface for this. I may borrow one, I may buy one. I know this is a little bit different to my controller reviews, but I feel like whenever I get hold of things like this, I feel like I should be making videos on them. Let me know in the comments what you think and what you want to see. Regardless, I'm going to be getting this thing set up. I'm going to do some audio testing. We're going to listen to the raw audio, see how it is. But if this thing sounds respectable for $50 is absolutely crazy. It's crazy value for money. I don't think you can really get any Shure product for anywhere near this price. In fact, the closest thing you could get is probably some cable ties or anything. But that's it for today's video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see or hear, should I say, since we're talking about microphones. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a future upload. But that's all the yapping from me today. We'll catch you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.